talk to you in like 2 days. I've been busy, but I've been posting. How's everybody doing? George Kittle is back, designated to return from the injured reserve today. That's great news. Some other news. Did you guys watch that Unk Ball, bro? Oh my God. Aaron Rodgers, Joe Flacco turned back the tides of time. 81 years old combined age, and they was putting on a show. It was amazing. Go. Shout out to Flacco. Been in the league for like 18 years. I think Aaron Rodgers has been in the league for like 18 years too. Those two guys have been in the league for a long time. That's a lot of years. Though, 36 years combined? That's crazy. Put it on a show. And my biggest takeaway, I posted this, and somebody's like, "Oh, stop this." It's kind of a big story. Trey Hendrickson is probably not going to get traded. If the Bengals continue to win, they're probably not going to trade Trey Hendrickson, right? If they don't lose out and they want to stay competitive and make a playoff run, you need Trey Hendrickson if you're the Bengals. So if Joe Flacco, man, this guy came out on this team, limited practice. He comes out and he balls out. Yo, Joe Flacco, man, I got respect for this guy. He's been in the league forever. He's a quarterback, man. That's what he does. He comes in, professional quarterback, and he did the damn thing. It's like, wow. It's like training wheels. Crazy. Unbelievable. So, yeah, shout out to the Bengals. Big win. And I do think that maybe if they continue to win, that's going to shut the door down on a Trey Hendrickson trade. So we got to shift focus to other players. We don't know. Chubb, Phillips. There's a lot of names out there that Jeremy Fowler threw out there yesterday. So a lot of options. Niners are going to get an edge rusher. I know it. But let's talk about this week because we're not trading right now. We got George Kittle back. It's going to be so big for the run game. So hyped up for George Kittle return. The Bengay Bowl, Thursday night Fossil Duel. You guys got some good names. It was a good game. We need some linebacker. I think they're going to roll with who they have. Unfortunately, they're going to roll with, well, not unfortunately, but fortunately for them, you got the youngster, Tatum Bethune. I think you're going to roll with, Nick Martin. You're going to roll with D. Winters. You're going to let's see these young guys. Now, I know they probably could trade for a linebacker, but at the end of the day, an edge rusher is more needed. And if you're going to make a one big trade, you got to go for the edge rusher because they really do not have much pass rush right now. I like Bryce Huff, but he needs some help out there. Michael Williams, good rookie, but, he can't do it all alone. So I think they need to add some edge rusher talent. There's a lot of them out there. So definitely go stack up this D-line, help these young guys. And again, you're going to have some growing pains with these younger guys like Tatum Bethune and Nick Martin stuff. But if they start developing, hey, it's great. I remember back in 2019 season, there was a man named Quan Alexander. He got hurt, injured reserve, and there was a man by the name of Dre Greenlaw. Nobody knew much about him. 5th-round pick at Central Arkansas, and became a stud. And if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have beat Seahawks, in the goal line stand. So you never know. Now, I'm not going to say Tatum Bethune is going to become the next Dre Greenlaw, but you just never know. Maybe it's his turn to really step up. And the Niners are really good at drafting linebackers. The Niners are really good at developing linebackers. So ride with who we came with, man. And I'm going to hope that Tatum, Nick, D, all these guys can step up and do what they got to do. But they need an edge rusher for sure. My man PWS says, is the green dot how the mic communicates with the coaches? Yeah, the green dot, that's the middle linebacker. That's the guy that coaches the defense. He's the quarterback, communicates with the defensive coordinator, Saleh. That's Fred. First year he came into the league, he was the mic. I mean, big responsibility. You got to call the shots, and that's big shoes to fill for Tatum Bethune. So Quincy Williams, Jermaine Sherwood. There's a lot of names. I think I know somebody says the secondary is looking weak. Yeah, they need pass rush. They need some rush up front. If you're not getting rush up front, your secondary is going to get beat. You're not giving them enough time. They're going to be running for too many minutes, and at some point, secondary is going to get beat. Wide receiver is going to figure out a way to get open and got to get after the quarterback. So, yeah. But let's talk about some other injury news for the 49ers. We all know George Kittle will most likely be back. He says he's expecting himself to play. It's up to Kyle if he lets him play. He's willing to go. The thing about George Kittle, it's crazy. He told reporters today that he had a complete tear of his hamstring. So he missed all those weeks because he had a complete tear of his hamstring. That's pretty insane, dude. So big injury. That's a rough injury to have. So I'm sure it was painful. Kittle's a monster. I'm sure he rehabbed. He's trained. He's ready to roll. It's painful. So hopefully he doesn't re-injure it or re-aggravate the hamstring. I always hate hamstring injuries, and let's hope that Kittle, knock on wood, stays healthy the rest of the way. We need him. We need him in the passing game. We need him in the blocking game. We just need his leadership, especially without Fred Warner. He's the heart and soul without Fred Warner. Like, those two guys are the cornerstones, the heart and soul. They're like the energy of this team. You need a leader out there. And now you have George Kittle out there suited up. I mean, I know he's been on the sidelines suited, being a leader, but it's different when you're in the game, suited up. So it's going to be good to have him. A guy we're probably not going to have is Ricky Pearsall. Didn't practice again. He's got the knee issue. Unfortunate. You got to let him get healthy. So that's tough. Marquise Valdes-Scantling was added to the injury report today with the calf injury. They're going to get an MRI. He's going to be out for a couple of weeks. Good news, Kendrick Bourne balling out of control. Could become the first receiver since Jerry Rice in 95 to get 3 straight 100-yard games. I couldn't believe that stat. Akash posted that today, and I was like, I had to post it. That is actually insane. 100 yards in a game, 3 straight games, hasn't been done for the 49ers since 1995. I thought Terrell Owens would have done something like that. That's actually crazy. 3 straight 100-yard games by a receiver. Hasn't been done since 1995, since the GOAT. It's wild. Kendrick Bourne could be that guy. Kendrick Bourne could do it. I hope he does. Him and Mac Jones going to ball. Speaking of Mac Jones, he's probably going to start. According to Kyle Shanahan on KNBR today, he says he's most likely going to start. And means Brock Purdy's going to miss another week. He did practice today, second day in a row. He was limited, but this morning Ian Rappaport says basically Mac Jones has a better chance, just like Kyle said. And Brock Purdy's more limited than Mac Jones is what the consensus is. And if you look at the practice report today, Mac Jones was a full participant. Brock Purdy was only a limited participant. So there you go. Do I think Nick Martin suits up this Sunday? I do, Julius, but it's going to be more of a special teams, type role. But hey, that's what John Lynch was saying. He says he has to figure it out on special teams first before he gets any big time action on the roster. But they're going to give him a chance. John Lynch likes the guy. He knows he's a thumper. He's a big hitter. He has potential, but they got to get him into the special teams, and he has to go from there. So I do think Nick Martin will finally make his debut on Sunday, but I think he'll be mainly a special teams guy because you're going to have Tatum Bethune and D. Winters rocking it out, linebackers positions. Now, another position that's kind of up for grabs is the safety spot. Malik Mustafa's starting. He's the guy. They gave him the starting spot, so it's all I said. Now, Jair Brown probably is going to be your number 2, but it's going to be he says it's not like he has a firm grasp on it. It's Jair Brown, Jason Pinnock, and Marquise Siegel. Those 3 guys are going to be battling for that second starting safety spot. He says right now Jair Brown's probably the lead dog in that position, but it's not a stable thing. So we'll see. Jason Pinnock, Marquise Siegel, Jair Brown. Whoever rises to the occasion is going to take that second starting role. But Malik Mustafa, 100% is a starter. Now we need to figure out who the heck's that second guy going to be. But it looks like right now they're leaning towards Jair Brown. So we'll see. Tej says our front office is a joke. We ain't winning. I mean, the front office, it's not their fault we're getting hurt. They've tried a lot to do. They sign our players. They bring in good players. They brought in Chris McCaffrey. They got kicker, fantastic kicker. They brought in Bryce Huff. They brought in Jake Tonjes, who's been a revelation. Got KB. Like, they brought in players. It's not like the 49ers front office doesn't try. It's just we get hurt, unfortunately, right? And I think the one area where this team, maybe you could blame the front office, maybe you could blame coaches, the offensive line. They're not putting emphasis on the O-line. They have to do a better job of the O-line. So Kittle back. Yeah, Kittle back is back. Kittle back, baby. But again, Ricky Pearsall probably won't play this week, and Brock Purdy's probably not going to play this week. But it is good news to have George Kittle back. That's huge. That is huge. Mac Jones brought to George Kittle is going to be crazy. That's going to be a crazy combo. They were actually cooking a lot in training camp. So it does feel better to have someone to blame. Chris says, what is the prediction on how well Kittle will do his first game back? I mean, it's George Kittle. I'm not going to sit there and say he's going to have a pissy game. This George Kittle, man. If he's not 100%, he ain't coming out and playing. Like, if George Kittle can't be George Kittle, I don't think he's going to be back. So I expect George Kittle to have at least a touchdown, like 70, 80 yards. I think George Kittle is going to ball out. I really do. I think George gets Sunday Night Football, bright lights, big game, Levi Stadium. I'm expecting George Kittle to go brazy on Sunday. I think he's going to have a big game. My man Lowe says, "What's up, Raj? Do you think Bijan's going to tear us up?" I mean, most people do. I think Bijan's going to have a heck of a game. He's basically the best running back in the league this year. Trained with CMC. CMC gave him all the secrets of how to be a dog, and Bijan's doing it. And Mr. All-Purpose, he's crazy, man. Him and CMC definitely going crazy on the all-purpose yards. But I think Bijan could have a big game against us. It's going to be tough. No Fred Warner in the middle to slow him down. Tatum Bethune, this is a big test for the youngster in his first start. It has all the signs of Bijan going crazy on us, but hopefully we can step up. But I mean, if I had to say yes or no and just pick, I think Bijan might go crazy on us. But CMC has to go crazy on them. George Kittle has to go crazy, and then we need another receiver to step up. Will it be Jennings? Will it be Kendrick Bourne? Probably going to be Kendrick Bourne is what I'm thinking. Also, a couple other things. John Lynch today on KNBR talked about Brandon Aiyuk. He says he's working hard. He's recovering well. That's the update. And they asked him, this was actually so funny. They asked him, they said, "Hey, has Brandon Aiyuk been at practice? Do you see him out your window?" He goes, "Actually, yeah." John Lynch says, "Yeah, actually, I saw him a couple minutes ago before the interview. He was practicing out there." I was dying because we all know the fake report that came out this week saying that, Brandon Ayuk's not at practice. John Lynch basically said, "Yeah, that's stupid. He's right. I just saw him a couple minutes ago." So Brandon Aiyuk has been at practice. He's working hard. He's rehabbing. There's no recovery time. There's no timeline, but they said he's doing well and he's getting closer every day. He says he's closer this week than he was last week. I mean, that's a good answer. That's an obvious answer, but it's a good answer to say. So BA progressing well. You love to hear it. So was that a forced update? I mean, it kind of had. They asked him, so he's not going to sit there and give you like all the answers you want. Sometimes I feel like it is a forced update because if you listen to KNBR in the mornings and all the radio shows, you'll hear them. Of course, they're going to ask the question, and they probably have like a specific way of answering, a PR answer, because sometimes it's like he knows the question's coming. He's all right. They're going to ask about BA. They're going to ask about the fight with Juwan Jennings and Kyle. They're going to ask about this. They're going to ask about Fred Warner. So it's like I'm sure he has like specific go-to like phrases on each thing. Like, okay, if they ask about BA, I'm just going to tell him he's recovering well. It is what it is. He's not going to divulge too much. And he's not going to say anything to throw his player under the bus. But I love how he said, "Yeah, I just saw him a few minutes ago," because that report made Brandon Aiyuk look so bad, which I actually feel so bad for Brandon because I feel like he's kind of getting back in the good graces. And, fans have eaten him alive. Fans have hated him for a while. Last year's contract situation really soured a lot of people. It is what it is. But I feel like he's been quiet. He hasn't said anything bad. He's been at practice. He's been working hard. He's been helping the receiver coaches and stuff. And then when you get a report like that, it just like throws salt in the guy's name, makes him look bad. And he wasn't like doing anything bad. But when you have that report, it's like, oh man, everybody's hating on the guy and it sucks. So I'm glad they cleared it out. I'm glad John Lynch cleared it out and he said what he had to say and shot that report down because it really did make Brandon Aiyuk look bad. We all want him to get better and we want him to help this team. So is Jennings going to play? I think he might. Bro's playing with broken ribs. I don't know why is he playing because he wants money. This is the thing. Juwan Jennings wants his money. His contract is incentive-based. He has to get certain targets, receptions, games, minutes, snaps, whatever's on his contract, whatever it says. If you have to have 50 catches, 100,000 yards, I don't know what's on the contract, but whatever's on it, he's trying to get that damn stat so he can get his money, which is actually pretty crazy, right? Like you remember when Debo was on the team, he did the same thing. He played through a lot of tough situations, pneumonia, because on his contract, it was like if you get 3 rushing touchdowns, if you get 3 regular touchdowns, you get an incentive of, $2 million or something like that. I remember that. And I'm pretty sure Juwan Jennings has the same type of incentive structure. Like, okay, if you get 2 touchdowns, if you get 40 catches on the year, I'm just making up numbers, but you get the idea. You're going to get X amount of millions. So he's trying to play through the injury so he can get the bag, man. That's tough. Like I see a lot. I see both sides. I see where fans are like, Jennings, he's stupid, this and that. But then I see it from his perspective. He's like, he's got to play for the money, and he's toughing it out, and it's frustrating. I'm sure he's frustrated that Kendrick Bourne came in off the, another team, and he's stealing his targets, and that's eating into his wallet. I'm sure that he's pissed. I'd be pissed too. Like if someone comes into my territory and starts stealing, and posting content better than me, faster than me, and it's taking money out, it's frustrating. I get it, man. So I see both sides of the coin, but at the end of the day, Juwan's a dog, man. I got nothing but respect for him. Thoughts on the O-line? It's no good. Playing hurt is a liability? Absolutely. When do I think Purdy comes back? I said it a week ago. I said he's going to miss 2 to 3 more games. So I think he's going to miss this week. I think he's going to miss next week. He might be back for the Rams game. Where'd I get the San Fran sign? Oh, the San Francisco sign. I forgot. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. If I look it up, I can find it. I just can't remember their name off the top of my head. Let's see. Don't rush. Yeah, you don't want to rush the injuries, but it's tough. You want to get paid. Like I see where Juwan's coming from, but you also want to like the other thing for Jennings. This is the other thing. Jennings is a free agent this offseason, right? He's a free agent. So whether he stays with the Niners, we don't know. If he doesn't, he has to go out there and put some good film out there. He has to show like good ability out there. If he wants to get money this offseason, he needs to ball out. So I'm sure he's frustrated. And you got Kendrick Bourne, Mr. Dancy Dance, stealing his numbers. So it's a frustrating situation. He's trying to get paid this offseason, and he's not going to get paid as much as he can if he's not getting the stats. But then if you're playing injured, it's a liability. When is Pearsall coming back? I don't know. He's not coming back this week, most likely. That knee injury is tough. PCL is not an easy one. You got to be very careful, especially with the wide receiver. Cowing, he's been out. He's been injured for quite a while. There's no signs of him coming back anytime soon. How long is KB on the contract with the Niners? Just for this season. And then he'll be free agent after this year. So it's either going to be Juwan Jennings or Kendrick Bourne that they bring back. I missed the 2019 defense. I think a lot of us do. Pearsall, made of glass. It's frustrating, man, because he's a really good player. I wouldn't say he's made of glass, but he just had bad injury luck. And last year he got shot. So, I mean, I'm not even going to say anything bad. I'm not going to say he was glad. You got shot. It is what it is. This year's been tough, but he has had other injuries, hamstring, knee, shoulder. So, yeah, I mean, he's got some ticky-tack injuries, but he definitely needs to stay healthy because otherwise, if he can't, you're right. He might be a glass man. Shane says, I don't want to hear easy schedule when we are now an easy team to beat. I wouldn't say we're an easy team to beat. So that's the thing. A lot of people have given up on the Niners. A lot of people are like, Niners are terrible. We're not going to be competitive. I still think they're going to be competitive team. Whether they win or not is going to be determined. Even last year, like when we had 6 wins, they still were competitive. They just faltered down the stretch because they had bad coaching. This year, the coaching is great. I mean, you lost a lot of players, but they're very competitive. They have a young team. They're hungry. These guys don't want to, lay down. They've been winning games without most of their players. They've been winning their games without Kittle, without Purdy, without Jennings, without Pearsall, without Aiyuk, right? Without Bosa, not Warner yet, but you get the idea. They've been winning games without a lot of players, and they really have not been healthy the whole season. So it's a tough year. It's a tough situation, but they got fight in them. They play with heart. Now I hope they can continue to win. It's not going to be easy without Fred. It wasn't easy without Bosa. The defensive line is not getting any push. They've only gotten 2 sacks without Bosa, but they played hard. That's one thing you can't take away. The 2 games they lost, they could have won those games. They played their ass off, so I think they're not going to lay down. I think they're playing tough. So I wouldn't say that, this team is going to be an easy win. Like the teams are not going to be. It's not going to be easy to beat the Niners. So. What is wrong with Ricky? He's got a PCL injury in his knee. It's pretty painful, and it's pretty scary. It's pretty not. It's not safe to play with any ligament injury in your knee. So you don't want to blow out any knee ligaments. So that's what's going on with Ricky, unfortunately. Do I think Pooney will have a better game? I hope he does. Pooney's been hurt. He's playing through injury. It's never good to play through injury. We just talked about with Jennings, but O-line's a position we really can't afford to, not have our starters in. So I do think they need to figure that out. And that's why I wish we would have had better depth at O-line. in case of injury. But I hope Mooney can play better. We saw how good he was last year, but this year he's not been great because he's been playing hurt. So if he can be healthy, I think we could see the Pooney of old. But O-lineman playing through injuries, it's never good. So your Venom shirt is tough. Thank you. I got a lot of people that was complimenting me on this shirt today. It's just a simple ass Venom shirt. I was at Target. My daughter and I were at Target, and the person in front of us in line was like, "Yo, that shirt's tough." And we went to another spot because we were running all these errands. And another dude was like, "Yo, that shirt's tough." I had like 4 people tell me that shirt's hella cool. And my daughter had this nice sweatshirt on, and they were complimenting her. We got a lot of compliments on her fits today. So thank you. Shane says Fred is the biggest loss, no doubt. I agree. Bosa's a huge loss. Like, don't get me wrong, but I feel like we could have rode the ship and still been an elite defense without Bosa, which is crazy to say because Bosa definitely hurts the impact of the defense. But you can go trade for Kayvon. You can go trade for a Chubb. You could trade for a Phil. Like, you could go get a really good lineman, edge rusher. Like, I'm not going to take any credit away from Bosa. He's fantastic. Not a lot of players are Nick Bosa, but you could still get a really impactful edge. And you're like, okay, you pick up the pieces and you move on, and you're just like, it sucks for Bosa, but you can get an impactful edge rusher. You're not going to replace Fred Warner. Like, there's no Fred Warner out in the league. There's no best in the world. There's no team leader. There's no guy that you can lead on for the guidance. Like, the thing about Fred Warner, he's such a leader. Like, in the fourth quarter, when the team is down and they need to look for answers, they need guidance, Fred's the guy. He tells them what to do. He like lifts them up. The energy's always there. So, and when you need a big play, 9 times out of 10, Fred gets it. So, yeah, it's tough. It's tough to lose a guy like Fred Warner. Is Watkins ready to play? I don't know if he's going to play, but he's back this week. He's been practicing. It's a good sign. We'll see tomorrow when they designate player player status for game day on Sunday. We'll see tomorrow. But I think Watkins has a chance to play, especially if MVS is hurt. I think Watkins might get a chance to play tomorrow. I hope he does. Zay says, do I think we win? Yes, I think we win. I think we're going to beat the Falcons on Sunday Night Football. I know it's a crazy take. They just beat the Bills, but they also lost to Carolina Panthers a couple weeks ago. Like, they got trounced by the Panthers. So they're a Jekyll and Hyde team. They're a good team. Not going to lie to you. They're hot right now. Bijan's on fire. Drake London is on fire. Michael Penix, he's playing pretty well. They got a good defense, but we got George Kittle back. I think that's going to fire up the team. Got the home field advantage, Levi Stadium, Sunday Night Football. And I just have a feeling the Niners are going to win this game, and it's going to be a close one, as all our games are. And it's going to feel really good. It's going to feel really good, especially after Fred Warner's injury last week. So I do think the Niners could win. It's going to be close. If the Niners lose, I won't be surprised because, right, we're depleted. But I got faith in this team, man. It's a hard fighting team. They got a lot of heart, and I think the Niners can win. But yeah, it's not gonna be an easy game for sure, man. I think the run game is gonna get better this week with George Kittle back in the lineup. I think he's really gonna help get Christian McCaffrey back to the 100-yard zone. So, no Purdy over Mac. Yeah, Mac Jones playing this weekend, most likely. I like Mac Jones. Did you see his press conference? This man got to be the funniest man in the entire NFL. This guy, I'm going to play it on Instagram. This guy's insane, dude. He is too funny, dude. How can you be like this? How can you be this funny, dude? There's you shouldn't be this funny in life. He's just, listen to this.
It seems like by the end of these last 2 games, you've not been moving wonderfully.
Do you want to race?
That laugh is crazy. Told the reporter, because he's like, "Oh, you haven't been moving great." And he's like, "All right, you want to race, bro? Like, what the hell, dude? Yeah, I haven't been moving right. My old line cannot protect me. I'm sitting there running for my life. Yeah, I haven't been moving right. I got an oblique injury. I got a knee injury with the brace larger than my life, bro. Yeah, of course he's not moving right. You want to race, bro? This guy, he's got me in stitches, bro. This man is so funny. This is a reporter talking about you haven't been moving well. Well, yeah, the old line has got him running for his life. This man's got oblique injury. Bro's got an oblique injury. You really think he's supposed to be moving well with an oblique injury and a knee injury, a PCL injury? Bro's out there playing. Are you talking about he's not moving right? Who are these reporters, man? It's crazy. And he just said, "Yeah, you want to race?" That he killed me, dog. He killed me. I love Mac Jones, bro. He's like such a dork, but I absolutely love him. You know what? I never thought we'd be sitting here having this conversation of how much I love Mac Jones. It's actually hilarious, dude. Champ says it's his birthday. Happy birthday to Champ 505. Happy birthday. Hope you had a good one. We need to work on his fits. Now those fits are so fire, dude. His suits are so crazy. I love Mac Jones, man. I mean, I love both our quarterbacks. We got two really cool quarterbacks, two great quarterbacks, two good personalities. Brock is Brock. We love him, the underdog. And Mac Jones, man, he's just a funny dude. He's a chill guy. He is funny. Am I going to SNF? Am I going to Sunday Night Football? Yeah, I'll be there, of course. Some people don't like his style. Some people like his style. It's funny. All the people on Instagram, they love his style. The people on Twitter or YouTube, they don't like his style. I think he dresses. I think he's a sharp dress man. That two-tone suit he had, the red and the black, the two-face suit, that was crazy. Last week, the pinstripe black. People don't realize how cold that suit was. What do I think of Moody? Oh man, you know what? Shout out to Jake, man. I'm happy for him. I'm happy he's found a new home. I hope he continues to keep it up. Bro played with a lot of confidence. You could tell this was like a big game for him. He wanted to like get his lick back on Debo. He wanted to get his get back on all the fans that wrote him off. You could tell that he was probably so motivated on that game Monday night. I think Jake Moody was so dialed in, man. And I actually love that. He won the game for them. He put him in position to win all those field goals. He probably was BDE. He probably had BD energy. He probably felt like king of the world, man. He probably was like Titanic scene where he's like, I'm the king of the world. I guarantee you he went home and I'm the king of the world, baby. Because that was insane. You got wrote off in San Francisco. Fans probably sent him death threats. I guarantee you opened up his DMs. Niner fans was throwing so many, hate at him. And to come into Chicago, your first game, and go out there and have a game like that, man, I'm happy for the guy. I hope he succeeds. That was crazy. That was actually amazing. So, yeah, he was locked in. The saboteur. Oh, man. Can we finally break the streak of no interceptions? I pray, man. I pray. CMC, QB3. Did you see him? He was practicing playing quarterback today. Come on, man. You don't have players hitting him anymore? Yeah, I do. What's your opinion on people saying Sam Darnold's better than Brock Purdy? Sam Darnold, man, I got to give him a lot of respect. He's played great since the 49ers fixed him. I mean, I think him and Brock are pretty equal. But Sam Darnold didn't take the Niners to the Super Bowl. He hasn't taken a team to the Super Bowl. We saw how he played in the playoffs last year. I mean, he's Sam Darnold. I think he's improved. I wouldn't say he's better than Brock, but I think he's close. I think he's, on par with him. He knew how to run the system. I think he's definitely gotten better since his rocky start in the NFL. But, shout out to Sam Darnold. But he'll always be Sam Darnold. When the playoffs come, he's going to see ghosts. But I think he's improved since he came to the Niners because he was definitely not somebody I wanted on my team. But the Niners took him in, and they made him a really good backup. Now he's a pretty good starter in the league. But I'd say at best he's as good as Brock, but I don't think he's overall better than Brock. But yeah, the difference is Brock shows up in the playoffs. Sam Darnold has yet to show up in the playoffs. So, do I think Trent is washed? I don't think he's washed. He's definitely not as good as he once was, but he's still good at run blocking. There was a clip I think Brandon Thorne posted this week. His run blocking is so elite. I feel like the problem is Trent is definitely getting older. You could tell he gets a little gassed out a little bit faster than he used to. I don't even think he used to get gassed out. I think that's definitely part of it. I think also having a guy like Connor Colby trying to like look out for him and his weaknesses was, putting a little stress on Trent. I'm not saying that Connor's bad, but, coming in as a rookie, trying to learn the ropes because Ben Barch was injured. Of course he was injured, and trying to figure out and help the rookie kind of succeed. I think Connor's gotten better overall, but he's still having to try to kind of like compensate for Connor Colby. I wouldn't say he's washed, but yeah, I think he has. I'd say he's diminished a little bit. I mean, he's not elite prime Trent Williams anymore. He's 38 years old, man, but he's still playing fantastic. His run blocking is good. I think he has kind of dipped a little bit in pass protection, but he's going. They always make him play against the best of the best, man. But I still got love for Trent. But yeah, he's definitely getting up there. I don't know how much longer he has left. So TJ Watt, yeah, we'd all love TJ Watt. You ain't getting him unless you're trading a couple first. He's injured. I'm sure the whole O-line is injured. So 49ers Red Zone says, if Matt goes down, do you have any thoughts on Martinez? You know what? Kyle Shanahan, he can make players play well in his system. Like we've seen CJ Beathard, Nick Mullins have a good game or two. I think Adrian might be okay for a game or so. He was the UFL, USFL. What league is it? UFL. He was like the UFL MVP. The guy was a dog. He could actually sling it. So I'm not worried about his talent as a quarterback in terms of throwing the ball and stuff. But can he read the defenses in the NFL level? You know, obviously it's a lot harder. So can he do the things that you need to do to succeed in the NFL? I don't know. And can he get that playbook down? I don't know. But I wouldn't be like super stressed because I know he can throw the ball and Shanahan will keep it easy for him to, you know, try to win the game. So the full team is injured, brother. I know, it's crazy. Thoughts on Bijan? Yeah, we talked about Bijan. He's a dog. It's not going to be easy, especially without Fred. You just got to hope to contain him. Really, that's it. Honestly, you just got to hope you can contain them, and hopefully we can limit them from running the ball. And we got to get pass rush. We got to get stress on Penix. If we can get stress on Penix and make it 3rd and long, you can neutralize Bijan. But it's easier said than done, man. It's not going to be easy. You got to wrap him up. You got to hit him hard. You can't let him get those big yardage on 1st and 2nd down. It's going to be a dogfight, man. Bijan's so good. I think he's the best running back in the league. Injuries are crazy. So many memes. Oh, my God. The AI memes and everything is getting out of control. I don't know how many times people have sent me those memes of the Niner players coming out to practice on a wheelchair. I saw one video. The video is like, with the first pick in the 2026 draft, and they draft this like Dr. Patel. Oh my God. And they're like showing his college stat. He's like a doctor from Ivy League school. I'm like, that's actually so funny. It's crazy, but it's hilarious. Like I saw the video, dude, they were like, with the first pick in the NFL draft, the Niners select, and it's a freaking doctor. He's got scrubs on. Yo, AI is crazy, but it is so well done. I hate it, but it's so funny. Oh my God. When is the bye week? Week 14. The AI memes of Kelsey paying the rep. Those AI memes are crazy. It's so hilarious. Should we be just as worried about Penix as we are Bijan? Probably, because the Niners and mobile quarterbacks are usually, they usually can't stop the mobile quarterbacks, and Penix got some mobility to him. So I think we got to worry about Drake London more than people are talking about. Everybody's only talking about Bijan. Drake London's going to be out there doing his thing. I feel like we got to worry about Drake London. And if you're the guy that's got to throw him the ball is Michael Penix Jr. So yes, you got to worry about all three of them. 100%. Drake London. Yeah, he's going to be a dog. Let's see. Yeah, overall, I think the Niners have a chance to win Sunday. I know a lot of you guys don't, but it's all good. It is what it is. Penix is pre-CTE Tua. That's actually funny. The hyena will lock down Drake London. I hope so. All of a sudden, the schedule isn't as easy. I said it all along. I said it this whole offseason. I was sitting there saying, I kept telling Larry, he's like, easy schedule. I was like, it's not an easy schedule, Larry. Teams are going to be better. Teams are going to be better as the season goes on, right? Houston's got one of the best defenses. It's going to be a tough fight. CJ Stroud's getting back into form. CJ Stroud. Oh, I said his name wrong. Indianapolis. Holy smokes. Indiana Jones? Who knew? Indiana Jones is crazy. Giants, they're a gritty team. I don't know if they're going to win a lot of games, but they're going to be very competitive. As long as Cam Scatterbo can stay away from CTE, that team's going to be elite as far as offensive team. They're going to be a fun team. If they would have had Malik Neighbors, oh my God, could you imagine Dart, Neighbors, and Scatterbo? That's a crazy trio. Like Brian Daboll put together a great trio. I feel bad because I really like Neighbors as a receiver. I had him on one of my fantasy teams, and the ACL tear was just brutal, man. It's a brutal injury for a good, young, talented receiver like that. But that's a crazy trio for the future. But Dart and Scatterbo, man, they're having fun. It's going to be a hard team to beat. And we're playing New York at 10 a.m. Do you understand how much I hate 10 a.m. games? Do you understand how much the Niners don't do well in 10 a.m. games? It's going to be a tough one. I know a lot of people are, it's the Giants. 10 a.m. It's a tough one. Bags under the eye season. I'm telling you, man, we lose a lot of Niner 10 a.m. games, and I hate it. The play official is pretty playing. Doesn't look like it. Imagine if Kyle drafted Scat. I wish we would have. What section am I going to be in Sunday? I don't have my tickets yet, but I will be there. I'm just waiting for usually like 108 or 123, either 108 or 123. I can't remember which one I'm getting this weekend. So I'm wondering who's getting me the ticket. Probably 108. If not, it's going to be 123. So Mac Jones will be number one. Yes, sir. He will be this weekend. I hate MetLife Stadium too. I do too. I'm worried about that. You should buy you tickets for your birthday. Nice try. Happy birthday. Thoughts on Renardo Green? He's been bad. He hasn't really been bad. It's just the whole secondary has been getting some weird penalties. Honestly, if you look up his go look at his actual like coverage stats, he's let up very low yardage. I think Diamo Lenore let up his first touchdown in like 2 or 3 years. It's crazy. Like the Niners have actually been statistically good in coverage. They're just letting up, short pass. It's in the zone. And unfortunately, their press cover corners, their man coverage, are getting hit with a lot of weird penalties. But their worst part of their secondary is the safeties. That's where they're getting beat. That's where they're getting beat. I don't think Renardo's been horrible this year. He has had some moments where he had some bad, penalties and stuff like that. But I don't think he's been horrible. Are we at home? Yes, we are. I think that's going to be a big help for us. My phone might be dying soon. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. How many years of Kittle do we have left? Do I think? I mean, he's got his contract, so he's going to play through 2028? I don't know. Maybe he'll play I think he'll play another 2-3 years. Niner for life. Do I prefer Granderson or Hendrickson? I mean, if I had a choice, I'd take Hendrickson. It doesn't help them. We aren't getting any pressure. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying earlier. Like the secondary is not getting any help from the front line, from the D line. There's literally no pressure up front. They're not getting anything on the quarterback. So you give a quarterback time, he's going to dissect any secondary. So yeah, I wouldn't say the secondary is playing bad, but they're not getting any help. Pearsall goes to IR. I don't think he'll go to IR. I hope not. I think they're just really trying to manage it and get him back. But, knee injuries are tricky for wide receivers. I hope he doesn't go on IR, though. Cam Jordan, I feel like that could be realistic. A lot of people are saying Cam Jordan. We need it. Nathan says, I'm worried about the Niners taking on the Giants on that nasty turf. Yeah, me too. I'm not a fan of MetLife. We all know what happened on MetLife a couple years back. We see how injury-prone the Niners are. We see how cursed they are. Like, it's literally going to become one of those AI videos, the Niners. Like, everybody's going to be coming out or leaving the game on crutches and wheelchairs. Like, I'm not trying to joke. I really feel MetLife could become, like, one of those AI videos in real life. Like, it's actually crazy to me. I pray, I hope when we play the Giants that we don't get any injuries. Every team, but specifically that Giants game. And we died over here on YouTube or Instagram. Phone died. So I was charged. Get a better charger, I guess. Do I like Jair Brown starting? I mean, I don't think I like him over Pinnock. I mean, I like Siegel, but he's young. He's gonna make a lot of mistakes. So I feel like Jair Brown is probably the best option there to start alongside Mustafa. But honestly, I don't like any three of those safeties. The Niners need to do a better job of getting safe. They've had chances. And we got Malik Mustafa. I like Siegel, but he's very young, and teams are picking on him, man, and it's not fair. But I would do the same thing. I'd pick on him. So by now, they should be prepared and spend more than 4 minutes stretching. You would think so, XO. You would think the Niners would spend more time stretching. Let's see. Yeah, so that's my take on Jair. I don't like any of those safeties really starting right now. I mean, I don't dislike Marquis Siegel. I think he's gonna be good, but teams are picking on him. If I had to choose, I'd probably choose Jair Brown. That's the answer. So, yeah. What else? Any other questions? Can we get a win on this Sunday? I hope so. I hope we win on Sunday. I'd be devastated if we lose this first game without Fred Warner. Unk Bowl. We are wearing our 94 red throwbacks. Will that bring us some luck? Yeah, I feel like we play good in those jerseys. I feel like you look good, you feel good. I think we can win in those jerseys. Now, we haven't won every game in those jerseys. We've had some fun games in those, but I think that 94 Niner jersey is going to inspire us. I think so. Yeah, that Unk Bowl was crazy. That Joe Flacco, Aaron Rodgers, man, that was crazy to me. That was a fun game. Shane says at least Bosa can't get hurt at MetLife this year. Too soon, man. Too soon. Tonight's game, yeah, it was fun. It was a fun game. That was a good one. Would this Sunday's game be considered an upset? I mean, yeah, the Niners are still favorite. They're a home team. I mean, they still got a squad full of dogs. I know we're missing a lot of people. I know the Falcons just came off of beating the Bills. They're kind of upstart team. They're on the rise. I still think it would be an upset because we're at home. George Kittle's back. You still got Christian McCaffrey. You still have guys like Trent Williams on the team. You still got Diamo Lenore. You got Kyle Shanahan as your coach. You got Robert Saleh as your DC. It's still a really high-level team. I do think it would be an upset. Would it be a huge upset? Probably not if all our players were there. But it's still, I think, an upset. Atlanta's trying to, reshuffle and build themselves. They, are trying to get their identity and get a big win, like a game that can really identify. They had it last week with the Bills, but if they can beat the Niners and the Bills back, like two big wins over two teams that have been, top of the league for the last couple of years, like two of the top contenders, that's a huge win in the Falcons' feather in their cap. So huge feather in their cap. But yeah, that Bills win was huge for them. They can go back to back and beat the Bills and the Niners on Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football. Yeah, Falcons are for real. But great show, you the man on X. Appreciate you, Lo. Thank you for your support, my man. Exos is so tired of the identity narrative being used by the media. Everybody's got to have an identity, right? We got the born identity, though. Flacco, who dat? Flacco, man. That guy's crazy. 18 years in the league, still balling. I hate that guy because he beat us in the Super Bowl. And then after the game, he says, I'm elite. Bro really is. I got respect for Flacco at this point in his career. 18 years in the league. He comes in, had a couple of, maybe a week of practice. Maybe, right? Comes in, figured out, he looked at the playbook, and it was like, no problem. And he was out there slinging it to Jamar Chase like they played together for like 10 years. Dude, Jamar Chase, finally, I was so happy he balled out today. Bro, I have him on one of my teams. I was like, oh, thank God, finally, Jamar. I was about to get rid of him. Thank you, Joe Flacco. Thank you, Joe. Jamar Chase just needed Joe. Throw him to him again. So our guys are hurt. It's not that they don't know who they are. It's true. Fat Albert says, McCaffrey ain't been all right all year. I mean, McCaffrey's been all right. It's the old line, man. They're not getting any type of protection. They're not getting any type of blocking. With Kittle out, it's really hard to run, make any lanes. I still think McCaffrey's been having a great season. Have you seen his receiving stats? They've been playing McCaffrey like slot receiver. So really, he really hasn't really played great at running back. I'll give you that, but they haven't really been run blocking great. And I think you take George Kittle out the equation, your run blocking is never going to be as good as it is with him. The lanes aren't as big, but he's been receiving like he's top 10 receiver in the league, man. So I still think McCaffrey's still doing well. I know a lot of people are saying he's washed, this, that. He's putting up some big time numbers, man. He's just not running the ball up. The Niners are not running the ball, period. They're 30th, 31st in the league, but they're the top passing team in the league. So things have changed. That just tells you that their O-line is not getting the job done like they should be, and they're having to throw the ball a lot more. And a lot of those passes are going to CMC. So I wouldn't say he doesn't have it this year. I just think that the running game in general not helping it. I don't think Brian Robinson, He's not being utilized enough, and I don't think Brian Robinson's doing the job that I thought he was going to do. I mean, he doesn't look like he fits that running style. Like he's a big bruiser, but he's just not getting the lanes. But again, it could be because the O-line's not giving him the lanes like Christian McCaffrey. Same thing. I wish we would have kept Jordan Mason looking at the way he's going this season. So Niners need Sewell. That's the type of guy the Niners need. Like a Penny Sewell, you need a guy like that. That's the type of lineman I need the Niners to get. Stop going and reaching for, or not reaching, but stop going and getting like late round, 7th round picks. Like, don't disrespect Connor Colby. I think he'll be good. They've drafted like the Nick Zakells of the world. They've got Drew Moss, which I don't know if he's going to be good. We don't even see him play. They got, all these guys that they get late round, undrafted. It's like they don't even care about, it's like, we need some O-linemen. Let's just go wait till the end of the draft. Thankfully, Pooney he had a good season last year, but he's regressed because of the injury. But it's like they not waste, but they wait until the end of the draft. Okay, we just need to get some O-linemen, and Chris Forster will make them decent. Go get some stuff. Go get some elite linemen. Go get me a Penny Sewell. Go get me a Tristan Wirfs. Like, those are the type of guys Niners should be bringing in. Tristan Wirfs, Penny Sewell, dogs at O-linemen. Like, I know it's not a sexy pick, but you need them. I think the next year they just need to go O-line heavy. So, dude is hurt. I don't think I'm keeping it real, man. Christian McCaffrey doesn't look hurt. If you look at this roster, Christian McCaffrey's like the only healthy star they have. You can't run behind Jake Brendel, bro. Have you seen Jake Brendel block this? Vita Vea did this to him. Made him look silly. Connor Colby, Dominic Pooney, they were all getting theirs pushed in. It's not CMC. He does not look. You can't run behind Jake Brendel and the guys that are blocking. I'm telling you, man. Dude, he's not hurt. I don't think he's not running with the bite. He's running with purpose. The O-line is not good. The bottom line. If your O-line can't block, if Emmitt Smith ran behind this line, he wouldn't have been putting up the numbers he did. I'm telling you, man. You need to go to O-line. So, telling you, man. We'll see. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's just my take on it. I feel like Christian's working his ass off, man. This O-line is bad. I'm going to call it right now. I'm going to say it right now. I think the Niners are going to have their best running game this Sunday with George Kittle back in action. I'm going to tell you right now, with George Kittle back, my prediction, CMC will have 100 yards running. Book it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, give me my flowers. That's it. It stings we traded Wirfs to Tampa. We could have had him. We drafted Javon Kinlaw instead of Tristan Wirfs. He was right there. Is George Kittle playing this weekend? Yes, sir. Do I think if we win on Sunday Night Football, we'll convince Lynch to make a trade? I think he's going to trade regardless. I think he's going to trade if we win or lose. They have to make a move because the Niners, they still got a chance to compete. Like, if you don't give yourself a fighting chance to make a run this year when the Super Bowl is in Levi Stadium, that you got to be kidding yourselves. Like, they have a chance to play a Super Bowl in Levi Stadium now. It's not going to be easy, but the NFC is wide open. I think whether they win or lose, they still got to make a trade. Now, if they win, chances definitely go up higher. So, PWS says, would our line be better if we still had Banks and McGlinchey? I feel like Colton McKivitz and McGlinchey are about the same. Maybe McKivitz is a little better, but I do think it'd be better if they would have kept Banks. Banks is not really working on Green Bay, but I think last year before the injury, like his third year when he was with us, great season. He was so good. Like, he finally was able to stay healthy. He was figuring it out, and he was a dog. And I was like, okay, this is what we got. I like him. And then he got hurt last year, and he wasn't as good. But third year Aaron Banks was really good, and I think if he would have been healthy and played the way he did that year 3, absolutely. But that's the problem. They put all their chips on Ben Barch. Now he got hurt, and then you throw a rookie into the fire. And like I said, I don't think Connor Colby's like bad. It's just the problem is he's young, and you're throwing him into the fire, and you didn't have a contingency plan because you knew Ben Barch was getting hurt. But yeah, Aaron Banks was good. I still remember preseason game. Aaron Banks, first game of the year, first preseason game. I remember this is a couple years back. I think we were playing to Green Bay. Oh, he was getting torn up out there. First game, and I think he got hurt that game too. But I was like, yeah, I was like, come on, man, you could be better than that. I was like giving him lip service. Dude next to me was pissed at me. He was like yelling at me, like calling me out. Shut the fuck. He's doing the best he can. And then come to find out that's Aaron Banks' dad. I was like, oh shit, dad. And I was like, because we kept going back and forth. I was like, he's playing terrible. He's a rookie. He drafted him early, right? He's one of their top picks. Needs to be better. Second round pick. I said, I don't care. No excuses. And I was like, it's preseason. We got to see this guy ball out, right? And he kept on me. We were going back and forth. And then I was like, why do you like this guy so much? He's never even been on Niners. He's like, that's my son, bro. I was like, oh, shit. How you doing, Mr. Banks? Let's go. I switched up pretty quick. But after that, we was cool. We actually was DMing a lot. He's like, no, I respect it. You know, you wanted to be good, da-da-da-da-da. But he was like, I bet he's playing through injury. And then after the game, found out he was playing through injury. And then he was out for like a couple of weeks and stuff. But once he got healthy, he wasn't bad. It just took him some time to get healthy. But, man, that was funny. Do you think if we can run the ball better if Shanahan was running CMC into the ground? Well, what? Do you think we could run the ball better if Shanahan was – I mean, he likes to run CMC no matter what. He just loves to run CMC. Like, that's his guy. But regardless, if you're running CMC that many times, you just got to have a better O-line. So, all right. Anyways, Niners, Falcons Sunday. Recap, George Kittle should be back, should be playing. He told reporters, I'll be there. He tore his hamstring fully. He's coming back. Brock Purdy, not likely to play. Mac Jones, probably going to get the start. Ricky Pearsall, probably not going to play. He hasn't practiced this week. We'll see how it goes. Marquez Valdes-Scantling hurt, added to the injury report. He will probably be out for a couple of weeks. So maybe Jordan Watkins gets to play. And Trey Hendrickson traded to Bay. Probably not happen after the Bengals continue to win. So you guys have a good rest of your day. I love you. Have a good rest of your night. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Happy Thursday. Happy Friday tomorrow. Love you. Go Niners.